So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Aisha Cotten, and I'm from California. I teach the fourth year ministry class of the university. And as such, you're going to be gifted with a handout. How about that? A Sufi school handout. So the history is that a few weeks ago I tuned into what would be a beautiful teaching for you. And I got to teach healing with the Fatiha. Healing with the what? The Fatiha. And so I started to do my research, and then CD brought a new book this year. And it's on healing using the Qu'ran. And so it's the Fatiha and more. And so Allahu Akbar. So I'm going to be teaching. I have permission from him to be teaching from that. And so I'm very excited because, you know, healing is one of the things I do, and it's something for 6 months I've been really struggling with. What is healing? It's a very simple question with a very deep and deepening answer. And so this, I believe, is some part of that understanding of what is healing. So I want to, the book that C.D. brought is called The Gift of Healing. And I wanted to just do that introduction on what is this gift of healing in terms of the Quran. So let's start out with the Fatiha together, and we, inshallah, we will end with the Quran and do some self-healing, because we're focusing on self-healing. What do you do for yourself when you're in the pit? Whatever that pit is. You know, when you're in the darkness and the focus has moved elsewhere, what do you do for yourself? So, and I'm sure we all have those times. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. So I want to, CD talks about, so healing with the Quran does not mean to abandon modern medicine and what it can offer, or to not benefit from medical research and new tools of healing. So we don't have to leave what we know and move into just Quran. Alhamdulillah. This is actually part of the way, sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "O worshippers of Allah, seek healing." He didn't say seek healing in one particular way, seek healing. So use your heart and find your healing. This is a clear teaching from the Prophet ﷺ that encourages us to benefit from all possible ways of healing. This book will provide you with new information that many are ignorant of. You know, part of our healing is moving aside our ignorance. I believe that that's part of healing. We're ignorant of so many things. It's like we don't know. We don't know the truth of something. When you don't know the truth of something, you're ignorant. You may think you know the truth, But indeed, we're on this path of finding the truth. So we're moving from ignorance to knowing. It's also directed towards correcting the point of view of healing with the Qu'ran. In addition, it's an attempt to put forth the scientific foundation of the science of healing with the Qu'ran. So there's a science to it. It hasn't been scientific for a long time, but it's like then people have come together to understand more deeply, to understand what they were ignorant of about how is this possible. So that's the science then. Testimonies support the Qu'ran as the best healing for the faithful believer, and also support the blessed prophetic medicine, which has been passed on to us through respected scholars. The prescribed herbal remedies are wide doors of healing, and many have benefited from them. As you may or may not know, CD has asked me to help people with the prophetic healing remedies that are in his book. So people call me, and then it's a very difficult job because I'm ignorant. It's like I'm ignorant. I have not been trained as an herbalist, as a doctor, as any of those things. It's only my heart that has to find what's right. What is the truth? And our heart is what can know the truth. And so it's this journey of trusting your heart, which is in your body, right? Of trusting your heart to know its truth. So the prescribed herbal remedies are wide doors of healing, and many have benefited from them. It's wrong to neglect this type of healing, because relying only on a physician may cause us to lose the great opportunity of spiritual abundance. And so your relationship to a remedy is different than your relationship to a prescribed medication. And so it's this relationship then that takes you deeper into the healing of knowing in your heart what you need. Is this right for me? In what way is this right for me? What is it doing for me? You have to notice yourself. You know, you take a medication, okay, I'm done. I don't need to notice that anymore. But with a remedy, you need to really walk with it. You need to really be with it. And that's the spiritual abundance that can come from it. In addition, by using this way of healing, you have nothing to lose and you will not be harmed. Healing with the Qu'ran is a free medicine that does not cost you anything. It's without side effects and it's available to you at all times, in any place, under any circumstance. So it's like, why not? That's a really good argument, don't you think? Why not? So, alhamdulillah. Healing with the Qu'ran does not only treat a specific illness, but is an overall healing. So it's not, you may be focused on your liver, or your kidneys, or your thyroid, or whatever, but healing with the Qu'ran is for your whole being. It's for your body, your spirit, and your soul. So it's like, this is that whole healing. And how do you know what's happening in your spirit and your soul? You know, we don't always know that. So as your body changes, then other things are changing too. It's part of the abundance. It is mercy and discipline doing healing with the Qu'ran, and brings the person closer to Allah. It's the way to succeed in this lower world and in the hereafter. Healing with the Qu'ran is a holistic reprogramming of your body, soul, and spirit. So in that way, it's different. It has a different plane. It has a deeper plane. So here's the experience with healing with the Qu'ran. My beloveds in Allah, I have tried healing with the Qu'ran at different times for many problems, many hardships and illnesses, and I have found it to be the best way of treating my problem. The Qu'ran has always been alive and present in every minute of my life. I don't know if you know, but Sidi had very serious cancer a number of years ago, and it was taken from him before he had the surgery. But he was using the full medicine. Whenever I am confronted with illness, I recite the Qu'ran and listen to it, and Allah reveals the means of quick healing no matter what the disease. When everything fails to make me happy, the Qu'ran bestows happiness on me, even when I am sick. By following this way, I do not experience depression, sadness, distress, or boredom. And from the Qu'ran. And when I get sick, it is He who heals me. See, it continues. Whenever I face a problem that's difficult to solve, the Qu'ran provides me with strong energy to persist in enduring hardship, in remaining patient during the difficulty, in accepting the reality, whatever it is, and in facing my affairs with wisdom and deliberation. Whenever I face a challenging situation, the Qu'ran always helps me to make the right decision. The Qu'ran also helps me to deal with bad habits, with weakness, fear, and anxiety, and provides me with the strength to overcome impatience and fear. Indeed, the Qu'ran provides you with the strength to overcome anything. So won't you make the effort with me to use this wonderful medicine? And then he says, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon the most noble prophet and the messenger, the mercy of mankind, our master guide, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So healing with, then he continues, healing with herbs and plants is in itself a call to return to the glorious Creator, to the simple blessings that He granted to us. So healing with simple things brings us back to our body and to the earth. And so when sometimes I encourage somebody to use one simple thing for a complex illness, you know, your mind goes, how can this one little thing do all that I perceive to be wrong with me? But you know what? It does, and it doesn't. It doesn't do what you think it's going to do in the way you think it's going to do it. That's the trick. That's that's what tricks our mind. Because it's something real that is coming in, and if you bless it, if you pray over it, if you're asking Allah for healing in a sincere way, then Allah responds. And He responds to your request. So of course this simple thing doesn't do it. And this simple thing can do it. And Sidi, in his wisdom, I've asked him, so what happens when it doesn't do anything? Beloved, sometimes the second thing a person tries is better than the first. So,